Good evening, good late afternoon, good morning, whatever time you're catching this. But if you're catching it live, good early evening to you, and welcome to Leadership Live Week 35. Week 35. And I am Dr. Renita, and I am so excited to be back with you again this week. And what is Leadership Live anyway? Leadership Live is the sharing of a journey. A long journey, a continuous journey, a journey that, thank God, has not ended yet, but a journey through my leadership life, which started way early, but was very recognizable after I got into school. But I am so excited to share with you again this week. Once again, we're in week 35. I made a promise back in January to come live for 52 weeks, and I will be doing that no matter what it takes to make sure that it happens for 52 weeks. I am Dr. Renita, and I am a veteran educator, a wife, mother of 4, blended family member, hallelujah, a special kind of leadership. I'm an author. I'm a speaker, a trainer. I am a mentor, a coach. And for the past little bit, I've been performing again. So I am an actress. I'm a singer. I'm a lover of the performing arts. I'm Mrs. Black, North Carolina, and the founder and visionary of the Refining Life Incorporated. So a lot of leadership under my belt, and I am excited to share with you this 35th week. And this week's topic is, I'm good. I'm good. So a lot of times we hear about the different journeys that I've had within a formal leadership context. But at this point in time, this story comes from a point when I was in school. I was getting my master's degree. And if you've been paying attention and riding with me for the past few weeks, you understand that I have had a touch of the perfectionist need. The perfectionist need. And when I went into my master's degree, I was determined to get a 4.0. I knew I could do it. I was focused. I was concentrating, and I wanted a 4.0. But I ran into a snag called school finance. School finance. Now, don't get me wrong. I have been good at math most of my life, but it was something about school finance that tripped me up, and I got a B. Woo! You want to talk about somebody who was mad? Oh, so upset with myself. And it was like a B plus. It wasn't like a low B, like a struggle B. This was a strong B, but it was a B. And it wrecked my chance of getting a 4.0 in my master's degree. And I think part of this came from the fact that in undergraduate, I had some fun. I changed my major, so my GPA was not what I would have desired as an adult. As a college student, I wasn't too worried about it, but as an adult, I wish my undergraduate GPA was higher. So I decided that in my master's degree, I was going to rock it out. I was going to get the 4.0, and then I got a B. So I could not get a 4.0. Perfection was dead. There wasn't a chance. And I had to build a bridge and get over it. Or I would have been wrecked for life. So, what did I learn? What did I learn from my leadership journey through this B, this glitch, this imperfection? How did it help me? And it helped me in so many ways. The first thing was, it reminded me that perfection is not a requirement. Perfection is not a requirement. At the end of the day, I still got my master's degree. People were very proud of me. I got the nice little hood. I got the new graduation regalia, the academic regalia that showed people that I was a master of this area. I got a master's degree. I got licensure. My licensure changed. That's when I got my principal licensure. I was able to attain a position and to advance my career. It did not stop that. So I learned that perfection is not a requirement. It is not a requirement. Leaders, oftentimes we feel like we have to be perfect so that our fellowship will have a good example. But the reality is that we're all human, and so we will never be perfect. And so our fellowship can appreciate our moments of imperfection as long as we still use them for the good. If we take those moments of imperfection and allow ourselves to fall off and die or be broken or not forge forward, then our fellowship takes that level of leadership. But if we use that imperfection for the good to learn, to grow, then they see it as an opportunity for them to do the same. Perfection is not a requirement. Second thing I learned is that you need to know your limits. Know your limits. I started my master's degree my first year teaching, which was a career that I did not particularly choose originally. It wasn't my plan, let's say that. Being an educator was not my plan, at least not from the beginning. As I said before, I thought I was going to Broadway. I did not intend on being an educator, or at least not an educator for such an extended time so early. It just was not my plan. But in my belief, God has a plan, and He doesn't really care about your plans a lot of times. And so His plan is greater than mine ever could be, and He knew that I needed to get to this, so I had to go through that. So I had to learn my limits. I was a first year teacher who didn't go through a teacher education program, who was an assistant coach for a cheerleading squad. I was trying to get my own life together, and I decided to start this master's degree. Thank goodness a good friend of mine did it with me, but I was forging forward, and then I landed and I hit this wall. It was something difficult. School finance was very difficult for me. Not that I don't understand budgets. It's just trying to get it all together and make it all right. I'm a qualitative person, not a quantitative person. So I like narratives. School finance is all about point, dollar, 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 dollar. It is very logical. It's no room for error. It's logistics. It's quantitative. This was out of my realm a little bit, and I hit a limitation that I did not know that I had. And I gotta be. But then I realized, okay, so this is not my number 1 point thing. As a leader, I have noticed a few other things that weren't my number 1 thing, but what I did learn was that that's my limit, but that's not somebody else's limit. To get people around me who that's limitless for them, that subject, that area, that's their thing, that's their judge, that's their whatever, where they are boundless in that area, and bring them into my circle so that my circle can be strengthened and my team can be strengthened, and we can get what we need to get done. That's the beauty of having the opportunity to work with people besides yourself. Even if you're a solopreneur, you still have the opportunity to collaborate with people outside of yourself. There's opportunity, there's chance. There are other people who are boundless in places where you are limited. Know your limits. When you know your limits, you know what you need, you know who you need, you know what skills you need to be enhanced to get your job done in a greater fashion or to impact more people. Know your limits and accept them, acknowledge them. If you need to grow them, go to a class, get more training, but know them. Leaders, we must know our limits so we don't just fake it till we make it. No, be honest about it, and then don't fake it, learn it. Get a new skill, and if you can't, get somebody around you who has it. And acknowledge and celebrate the fact that they have something that you don't. You won't have everything as a leader. You have limits. Just find them, acknowledge them, and deal with them however you need to. So in this lesson of saying I'm good, I've learned that perfection is not a requirement. I've learned my limits. I've gotten to know my limits. And the third thing is, don't let one imperfection keep you from aiming high the next time. If I let that be crush me to the point that in my next class, it wasn't my last class, but if in my next class I didn't strive for excellence, then I would have got B on top of B on top of B on top of B. No, my next class I got an A. I only got 1 B during my master's degree, and that was school finance. I got A's in all of my other classes. That means I got A's before school finance, and I got A's after school finance. Because that didn't stop me for striving for excellence. We are going to have imperfections. We are going to have glitches. We're going to have setbacks. We're going to fall down. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And if you've ever fallen, say, we all fall. Drop that in the comments. We all fall. We all fall. We all fall. We all fall short. We are not perfect. But if we let that moment, that falling, keep us from getting up and doing what we need to do in excellence the next time, then that's when failure starts to set in. Because it'll become the next imperfection, which will be the next imperfection, which will be the next imperfection. And if you never ever strive for more than that imperfection the next time, then you're falling off. And the question is, will you be able to get up? Likely not on your own. There's a whole song, we fall down, but we get up. We do. But if you get so sunken in each individual imperfection, and that becomes your new bar for the next time, then getting up is going to be harder than it had to be. Imperfections come, learn from them, and still strive for excellence the next time. We all fall. We all fall. But the opportunity to get up is there as long as you have a next opportunity. If you're living, if you breathe the next day, you have a new opportunity to get up, to be great, to be excellent. Maybe not perfect, but excellent. The opportunity will be there. We all fall. We all have imperfections. We all have setbacks. But get up. Strive for excellence the next time so that you can be good. Being good is being all right with what has happened, moving forward and living on. I'm good. I'm good. I've learned that even in my setback, that perfection is not required. Leaders, it's not required. I know my limits, at least some of them. I learn new limits all the time, but I learn them. I deal with them. And then that one imperfection was not going to set me back. It was not going to stop me from aiming high the next time. Leaders, people are watching you, even in your moments of setback, even in your moments of imperfection, even at your B. They're watching to see what you're going to do next. True leaders lead by that example, climb high next time, and encourage other people to do the same. Acknowledge that they're not going to be perfect. Expect excellence, not perfection. And keep yourself and everyone around you striving for more and greater the next time so that you and we can be good. I hope that was a good one for you. It was a good one for me. It's a reminder for me. Sometimes I have to tell myself that because I push myself harder than anybody else ever could. And I have expectations for myself that are sometimes out in the stratosphere that I don't always reach. But I know as long as I continue to strive for excellence, and even when I get set back, I still come back up and strive high the next time, that I'm still leading by a great example. I love you. Week 35 is done. Week 36 will be coming soon. I love you, love you, love you. And remember to always, always, always keep your leadership all the way live. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk